The bloodiest battle in American history you've never heard of, the Meuse-Argonne Offensive. Imagine a battle so brutal, so relentless, that it claimed more American lives than Gettysburg or D-Day. A battle largely forgotten, yet it stands as the bloodiest in American history. This is the story of the Meuse-Argonne Offensive. While battles like Gettysburg and D-Day are etched into the American consciousness, another battle, far less known, holds a grim record. It's a stark contrast to the celebrated victories, a testament to the brutal realities of war. The Meuse-Argonne Offensive was a campaign of immense scale and unimaginable suffering. More American lives were lost in those 47 days than in the iconic battles of Gettysburg or D-Day. It was a brutal, muddy, and relentless campaign. Over 1.2 million U.S. troops were thrown into the meat grinder of the Meuse-Argonne. The offensive lasted for 47 grueling days. Over 26,000 American soldiers paid the ultimate price. This battle, the bloodiest in American history, remains a story largely untold. It's a story of courage, sacrifice, and the harsh realities of war that deserves to be remembered. World War I had engulfed Europe for 4 long, devastating years. Millions had already perished in the trenches. The continent was scarred by unprecedented levels of destruction. Trench warfare defined the conflict, a brutal stalemate where gains were measured in yards and losses in lives. The war had become a grinding machine of attrition. The United States entered the war in April 1917, joining the Allied forces. For a year and a half, American troops trained and prepared for deployment to the European front. By 1918, the Allies were ready for a decisive push to break the German lines. The aim was to end the war, but the cost would be staggering. The Meuse-Argonne region, located in northeastern France, became the focal point of this critical offensive. The U.S. First Army was tasked with the daunting mission of breaking through the formidable German defenses. The objective was clear: force a full German retreat and shatter their hold on the Western Front. Success here could mean the end of the war. The challenges were immense. The terrain was unforgiving, a landscape of dense forests and rugged hills. The German forces were deeply entrenched and well-armed, prepared to defend their positions at all costs. The potential cost in American lives was staggering. The Meuse-Argonne Offensive began on September 26, 1918. A massive artillery barrage signaled the start of the attack. American infantry advanced into the dense and treacherous Argonne Forest. The advance met with brutal resistance. German machine guns poured relentless fire into the advancing American lines. The thick forest and scarred terrain offered little cover. Mud, barbed wire, and other obstacles further hampered the American advance. Every inch of ground was bought with a high price in blood. The conditions on the battlefield were nightmarish. Constant fear was a soldier's constant companion. Snipers, gas attacks, and relentless artillery barrages created an atmosphere of unrelenting terror. The losses were horrific. Men were cut down in droves, their bodies lost in the mud and chaos of the battlefield. The psychological toll was immense. One of the most harrowing episodes of the offensive was the story of the Lost Battalion. Over 500 soldiers from the 77th Division found themselves surrounded by German forces. Cut off from supplies and communication, they held their position for 6 days under constant attack. Over 300 men were killed or went missing, a testament to their incredible courage and sacrifice. Amidst the chaos and carnage, acts of extraordinary heroism emerged. Sergeant Alvin York became a legend. On October 8th, he was tasked with taking out a German machine gun nest. His patrol was ambushed, but York, with incredible bravery and skill, single-handedly charged the enemy lines. He killed over 20 German soldiers and captured 132 more. York was awarded the Medal of Honor for his unparalleled bravery. The Meuse-Argonne Offensive resulted in staggering casualties. Over 26,000 U.S. soldiers were killed in action. Nearly 96,000 were wounded. It remains the single deadliest battle in American military history. Despite its significance, the battle has largely faded from public memory. It has been overshadowed by World War II and other conflicts. It's often relegated to a mere footnote in history books. The Meuse-Argonne American Cemetery stands as a solemn reminder of the battle's cost. It is the largest U.S. military cemetery in Europe. Over 14,000 American soldiers are buried there, their graves a silent testimony to the scale and price of the offensive. The Meuse-Argonne Offensive was a crucible of modern American warfare. It was a turning point in world history, a battle that helped bring an end to the Great War. Let us never forget the sacrifices made by those brave American soldiers. Their blood was spilled for the future, for the ideals of freedom and democracy. Their story, though often untold, deserves to be remembered and honored. Take a moment to reflect on the immense sacrifice made during the Meuse-Argonne Offensive. Research the battle further, share this story with others, and visit a military cemetery or memorial to pay your respects. Let us ensure that their courage and sacrifice are never forgotten.